just moving to this place will not mean that miraculously everything will be solved. You have to do your work first.
Of course, yeah.
So I always say that the location is important, but the transformation, the change happens from within.
Hey there, besties, and welcome to our cozy corner of the podcasting world. It's time for another episode of Share a Latte. I'm Min, your virtual coffee bestie and host. Imagine us in a cozy cafe, the aroma of freshly brewed coffee in the air, and ready to embark on an inspiring journey. In each episode, remarkable women share their stories of triumphs over life's challenges, providing a warm embrace for your soul. These tales remind you of resilience and determination are keys to success. So grab your favorite brew, get comfy, and join us for the conversation that will awaken your mind and heart. You'll discover your own power to turn tough times into incredible strengths. The Share a Latte podcast sprinkles hope and courage and the belief that you can not only handle, but thrive into your day. All right, besties, let's embrace those tales of triumphs and get ready for another awesome episode of Share a Latte. Welcome, latte and podcast lovers. We're about to embark on a journey of self-discovery and personal growth through the lens of transformational travel. Our expert guest today is Sonia Cruz Oro, not only a psychologist, an author, but also the founder of Travel Awakens. With a warm cup in hand, you'll gain insights on how travel can be the powerful catalyst for transformation, thanks to Sonia's 15 years of international coaching experience. Sonia's unique approach involves astrocartography, a fascinating tool that helps you navigate your life's path and travel choices. Sip on that coffee, relax, and learn how planetary alignments can influence your journey, whether it's vacation, a major life change, or a quest for love and abundance. This coffee-friendly episode is your invitation to chart your course towards a more authentic and fulfilling life. I'm here with Sonia, and I'm so excited about today's episode. So let's dive in. Sonia, why don't you tell us a little bit about yourself and how you got into astrocartography?
Yes, thank you. I'm so glad you invited me. I'm delighted to be here today. So my name is Sonia Cruz Oro. I'm originally from Spain, but I live in Ireland. I am the founder of Travel Awakens. I specialized in transformational travel. Actually, I work with people who are looking for a positive change in their life, particularly in the areas of wellness or personal development, and they want to use travel as the rite of passage. So as part of my services, I also offer astrocartography readings, and this is why we are here.
Amazing. Amazing. I love this. So what interested you so much to get into astrocartography, and what was it at a whole level that allowed you to break into this space a little bit more and give people readings?
Yeah, my whole story of transformation through travel is what led me to do what I do as a transformational travel coach. The specific part of astrocartography, it came because as a result of my transformation through travel, one of the changes that happened is that I met my husband between my trips. We were planning about our wedding, and this happened in 2020. So as you will remember, this was the year of COVID. So we were a bit concerned about, crazy year to get married, but we felt it was the time. So why we need to wait, right? So we were sure we were going ahead. Just was the concern about the date because we were so many lockdowns and all these restrictions. So I don't know exactly who, but somebody recommended me to ask an astrologer. And I never did anything about astrology before. I actually knew nothing about astrology before, just the horoscope, the basic things. But I am open-minded, and I said, okay, do you think astrologer can help me? I will book an appointment. So I did that. I booked a session with a good astrologer here in Ireland. And I didn't expect, of course, I got all the answers about the dates, and the wedding was amazing. It was the best day of my life. But at the end of the session, he showed me like a map. And he asked me, where do you live right now? I was like, oh, okay. So I just moved from Dublin to the west of Ireland, because where my husband-to-be was living. And it's true that I felt a little bit, the energy were more heavy. I felt a little bit more in unease. It was not the vibration that I was feeling in Dublin, but I didn't thought for a moment that it was the place. I thought it was maybe because I'm getting married, because so many changes. I thought it was me, but something was wrong with me. And actually, he showed me the map. He said, the exact place you are living right now crosses the line of Saturn. And he explained me what that meant. And then I was like, okay, that's interesting. And then we looked at the lines that were crossing Dublin, and the neighborhood exactly is very accurate. So the neighborhood I was living and the transformation I had there. And we were looking at the places I was living before, where I was born, places I traveled, that was important moments of my life. And it was so mind-blowing that I said, okay, I need you. I need you to work with my clients. So my idea was to send my clients to him so he could tell them where to go, the destinations and all that. And then when this was clear, send them back to me and I will do the coaching and the preparation and all the trips and everything. The only problem was that he had 6-month waiting list. So this was doable. Say, okay, I cannot make my clients wait 6 months to get to know the destination. So I was asking, okay, do you know anybody else in the industry that is trustworthy? And he said, well, it's a profession that not many people do properly. It's like professionally full-time. He could not tell me, maybe some people, but he was not that, he didn't give me the trust that I needed at that moment. I said, okay, so maybe I ask a silly question, but this is something I can learn. Mm-hmm. And actually he still has, of course, astrology school. So I got the lessons of the astrocartography, the basic of astrology, because you need to know astrology before going to the most advanced, which is astrocartography. So I did that since then. It took me a couple of years to learn everything, practicing. And then summer last year, eventually I put it on the web and it's okay, now I'm ready to do readings. And since then, I've been offering people, helping them to choose destinations for important trips, for relocation, etc.
Oh, I love this. I love this. Okay, so let's step back for a second. Tell the people listening, what is astrocartography?
Mm-hmm. So astrocartography, I like to define it as a combination between astrology and geography. It's actually your birth chart in 3D. You can see the places in the world where the angle, because if you know a little bit about astrology, you will know that we have the angles in the birth chart. So the closer a planet or planet archetype is to an angle, is more accentuated. It's more powerful, that energy. So astrocartography tells you where in the world, what destination, what city, what place is more, this vibration of that planet archetype that you want to express is going to be more accentuated, right? So, of course, you're going to be the same person anywhere you travel in the world. It's just this part of your personality, maybe because we are the same person, but some places put out of us this part of us that is more relaxed or easy, others that part that is more insecure or nervous. So this is what astrocartography tells you.
Okay. That's interesting. What can astrocartography tell us about our lives? And I'm also a little curious, and you don't have to tell us, but what was it that he told you when he told you about your Saturn? He told you your Saturn was in a certain place. What did this mean for your life? Because I want to try to use a real world example here.
Of course. Okay, so I want to talk about the planet because every planet has a meaning, right? Associated with it. And there is a representation. So Saturn is the archetype that represents the part of your consciousness that is associated with discipline, with these following rules, that authority, that is more the role of, for example, you think about a judge in the court or a policeman or the referee. This kind of role is what Saturn represents. So there is no bad or good or bad planets. It's just depending on what you need at that moment. Maybe it's not the best for you at that time. So if you are in Saturn and you are too much, it's very slow, very earthy, very slow archetype. So you can feel stuck if you are in a place that is Saturn. But of course, depends of everybody. Is going to be, you cannot generalize because you always have to read the astro map. You always have to read it considering the birth chart. Okay, so for everybody who may be listening, and I know Saturn has very bad press because of these properties, that nobody wants to feel heavy and controlled and suppressed. But we need to see what is our relationship with Saturn in our birth chart in the first term. Okay, because maybe we have a healthy relationship and it's not going to be as bad as if somebody has some challenging relationship going there, then this place is going to accentuate that challenge. But this happens for any planet. Yeah.
Yeah.
So you asked me how this can help us, astrocartography. So the thing is, if you ever, I'm sure many people can relate with that you arrive to a place for the first time. Maybe you've never been there before, but there is something about that place that maybe you don't like, or you think, I don't know what it is. Nothing has happened, but you feel that is not, something is off. I don't know what it is, but I don't like it. And maybe then something occurs. Maybe there is some incidents, or you miss the plane, you miss the flight, or something happens, some coincidences that is, I don't like this, I'm gonna never come back here. And maybe somebody else loved the place and maybe they recommended you the place, but you didn't like it. And the opposite is also true. You arrive there and you feel, oh my God, I love this place. I don't know what it is about, but it's just, I feel like at home. And maybe you've never been there before. So this is what you can learn with an astro reading, because it will tell you, even if you just want to travel, or maybe you want to live to some place that feels a certain way for you, it will help you to achieve this rather than going and test an error, try an error destinations. Since it's going to be an investment of time, energy, and money. So you just can go and know it before you arrive there.
Right. Amazing. So can you give us a real world example of somebody that we, like a celebrity preferably, and what that would look like in regards to, an abundance planet, like Jupiter, for instance?
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Look, there are many examples, and if you do a little bit of research and reading, you can. I relate with the story of Pablo Picasso. Is Spanish. I'm Spanish myself, so I relate with the story of the painter Pablo Picasso. He's originally from the south of Spain, but was relocated to France that he became famous. And for Pablo Picasso is the sun line. Sun is the place we shine. We have our best light.
Interesting.
Of course, also can be a place you can burn out, because it's the two sides of the coin can be true, depending on where you are in your process and in your consciousness. It can be low vibration or high vibration. This will depend on the person. But for him, was the great place. And I can give you other examples. Charles Chaplin, his son, was in Hollywood. Not a coincidence. Or for example, Leonardo da Vinci, the Venus for him was in Florence. So these kind of examples, they give you that the person relocated to that place, or they were born near the lines that were favorable for them to achieve success. Because, I mentioned that it's about travel, but also can be about finding abundance. So if, for example, you have a business, you have an online business, you don't need to travel. You just need to know where you need to target your marketing campaigns and your strategy. What places you need to target are more likely for you to attract clients, which translates into money. So it can be used in many different ways, just depending on what you are looking for in that specific time. Clients usually ask me that maybe they have some feeling that they don't belong in the place they were living, or they tried different places, relocating several times, and they are looking for this place that they feels like home, that they can finally put roots, right? And just feel this is their place. So this is one of the common questions I have people asking me when we have a reading.
Do people ever come to you and ask if my Venus is shining over like Melbourne, Australia? Is there a good chance that their Venus sign shining over Melbourne, or that chart, would this mean that they have a higher shot at being in finding love on that side of the globe? Because Venus means several things. It's not just about love.
Yes.
We associate her with love, but Venus, the planet, is full of other things that represent in our chart, are representative in our chart.
Of course, Venus can also is beauty, is art, is values. So all this is about Venus. But look, yes, it's about love as well, right? Romantic love and Other questions people have, okay, where is my man? Where can I find my partner?
That's a question I ask often.
Yes, health, money, and career and love are the big questions. Yes, so we can look at Venus, but again, I'm very keen to look at the specific chart of the person, because I don't like to generalize. We have to generalize. Yes, we will say Venus is the planet of love and find partner. But first, nobody has a pure Venus, so we need to see exactly what this Venus looks like for this person. And there are other things that you can look at rather than Venus. For example, I like to look at the ruler of the descendant. So if we look at the chart and we know the 4 angles, we have the ascendant, the midheaven, the descendant, and the IC. So the descendant is the relationship with others. It's about relationship with others. So the ruler of the descendant is something that we can look specifically for this person, wherever this planet is. It can be the moon. So then we will look at the moon, where the moon is. So this is likely the person will find some profit with the relationships that she's looking for.
Oh, okay. Amazing. What if you were born and some of those planets like Mars, Venus, Jupiter, what if they were in retrograde? How does this affect your astrocartography?
No, actually the astrocartography is not, there's different things of the chart that you don't look at astrocartography map. So, for example, the houses are not neither an impact in astrocartography. So the only thing that the astrocartography map does is putting the planets that are closer to an angle in the world map. Okay, so you can go to this place based on the lines that are closer to the angle, and depending if the angle is the ascendant or the midheaven or the IC. If you're looking for putting roots and finding home, it's more about the angle IC. If it's more about career or finding your purpose, it's more about the midheaven. So you can use the angles and the planets, the meaning of the planets, to find destinations. But other factors that you can read in a normal chart are not going to be presented in the map or influenced in the map.
Right. Amazing. I know you told us it was like the 4 main groups of, I feel like this is everybody's 4 main groups: career, love, money, and family. But what is the main question that people come to you with? Like when they do a session with you, do you ask them for 4 main questions that they're looking for, or are they coming with specific questions? Tell me where I need to travel to so that I make the first million.
Yes. When they book the session, I always ask like questions before the session to prepare for. Of course, the main question is the date of birth. So I need to know day, month, and year. But the most important is the time. And many people don't know about their time. And it's very important that it's accurate time. With the astrocartography, it's very important because 1 minute difference, it can be like miles of difference in the place. So it must be accurate. So find it in the birth chart. In the birth certificate. Where you were born, or you can contact the hospital, or the papers, but it must be accurate for the reading to be accurate as well. Okay, so that's the first thing. And then I ask about what are the purpose, of course, of the session, what they are looking for. Many people come to me, but I believe I attract people that are in the same vibration, or we are a match with it. Yeah. So people who are looking for some reconnection, spiritually reconnection, maybe finding their own voice, reconnecting with who they are authentically. So this kind of experience that will help them to be more at peace with themselves, more grounded, more connected. And of course, then we look at other factors that are particularly interested in their case. Some people ask me, where can I buy a house? They want to buy like a second house, these kind of things, investments. But mostly it's about a place where it's going to support me in feeling the way I want to feel. So that's the main question I get.
Amazing. I love that. That's the feeling. That's the stuff that you remember, right?
Yes, that's the most important. How do you want to feel? Because even if you have the career, because also with career, we also can work in detail and say, okay, what is about your career. You are thinking about, you want to travel to a place or relocate to a place that you are going to be connected with creativity or with vision to create this image of what this career of purpose or business that you're going to start, how this is going to look like. It's different line that if you are thinking about, okay, you have cleared the vision and now it's about manifesting, it's about creating, making it happen. It's another line, it's another aspect of this line. So it's exactly, so I try to go deeper on the reason and the purpose, the intention of this destination, because it can be different places.
I want to be a believer in what is meant for me will come find me, to an extent, obviously, because at some point you need to put in the work. But if this means that, say, a person who doesn't have the luxury to be able to move to Hawaii or the UK, and their chart says that they'll meet the love of their life in the UK, but their sun is over Hawaii, does this mean the things that were meant for them in this life would not find them because they aren't able to, and they're stuck in Memphis, for instance?
No, I love the question. Okay. Yes, what for you is there, but you will feel this call to travel to this place, or don't need to move, of course, if you don't want to move, but at least spend time there. It could be very recommended. However, I understand it's not for everybody, and maybe for other reasons, family, job, other reasons, people just cannot spend time in the place where you would like to. But if you feel this call or attraction, or you feel drawn to certain countries or cultures, that's a sign that your soul is ready to experience what's there. Because this is another reason why people do astrocartography readings. It's not only about knowing where to go, but also understanding why I feel attracted to Japan or Egypt. Why? What is always like an obsession that I love everything that is about this culture. So then we can look also at the lines that are crossing these countries. Not necessarily you need to travel there, but at least you are going to understand what part of your soul is calling you to the next step of growth, right? To move to the next step, because it's calling you to go there so you can experience this growth within yourself. However, if you cannot go there, you can bring Japan to you. How you can do that? Having relationship with people that were born in Japan, for example, conversations with people from there, even online. Read books from Japanese authors, bring Japanese cuisine to you, wear Japanese clothing, surround yourself by pictures, create this Japanese vibe around you also will help to bring this feeling that is meant for you to experience there. It will help you. Of course, as much as you can go there, but otherwise you can bring it to you. Listen to music that's from there. All these, use your senses, connections. People who is born in the place has this energy as well with themselves. So relating with this person will help you.
Okay. And then on the flip side of the coin, is this also what happens when there's so many homebodies? I know so many people who are like, I've just never had a calling to travel. It doesn't excite me. I never want to go. I'm happy staying in this place that I'm in, and I love where I live. I love my life as it is. I don't feel the need to. Is this also because everything seems aligned for them in the location that they're currently in?
It can be, right? It can be that they are happy. Look, if they are happy and they don't have any, look, God bless them. They will be happy there. Let them be there. But it also can be because sometimes we confuse happiness with being in the comfort zone. It feels familiar. It's not that it feels good. It feels familiar. Two different things. It's not the same. Something feels good and something feels familiar. So for some people that are maybe not so open-minded or not tuned into the growth yet, because we don't know when the awakening will happen, if it will happen, everybody's in their own path. There is no better or worse. We have to respect everybody's in their own path. So maybe it will happen for this person or not, this awakening, but maybe they just are in their comfort zone and the familiarity is too uncomfortable to get out of there. So they are already good there. Why they should change? If sometimes it happens like there is some wake-up call or something that it forces you to get up and move. But if it does not happen, it can be that they are already happy because the line is supportive. This can be true, but also because maybe they are just comfortable and familiar with the people, the place, and everything feels like just right.
Amazing. I love the fact that you've given us some breakdown examples. And I like that you, in regards to Picasso being in France and the sun being in that area, but it's also the yin and the yang. You get the good with the bad. You could also burn out in that area. So this doesn't necessarily mean that your light would shine brighter in a certain location, correct? What would that really mean if we were to go there? So if somebody had the sun over Portugal and they went there, this doesn't necessarily mean that they would shine brighter there. This could also mean that they are depleted there, correct?
Yes. So the thing is, it's totally true. And I'm happy that you brought this up because it's important. Okay. Because just moving to this place will not mean that miraculously everything will be solved. You have to do your work first.
Of course, yeah.
So I always say that the location is important, but the transformation, the change happens from within. That's why I combine my travel and with coaching, because I believe that they have to do the work with themselves. The destination is supportive or not supportive, which I compare it with a sailboat. The wind is in your favor or is against you. If it's against you, you will need to fight. So it's going to be more challenging. You can still do it, but it's going to be more challenging. If the wind is with you, you're going to be quicker and manifest it better. But of course, you have to do the work and you have to navigate as well. Yeah. So it's just a supportive line. It's not going to be any miracle. Suddenly, you're going to be all changed. You have to do your work. But if you have done your work and you have done your personal development and you work in yourself, then this line support is going to be like shooting to the roof to where you want to go.
Amazing. So when you're meeting with a client and something comes up in their chart and you tell them that they probably have this calling to go somewhere, and I'm running out of places on the earth, apparently, Brazil, we'll say, do you also coach them through but before you go, you need to do the inner, healing your inner child and realizing you're worth all of the deep, dark, dirty, disgusting, painful feelings that we tend to just push down. When they're connected with you and they're going through their astrocartography journey with you, are you also coaching them in regards to digging up all the feelings before they take that trip?
I always offer.
Okay. Of course.
But it's free will. If, for example, the person wants to relocate and we find a place that means home for this person, but this planet archetype has some challenging lines and aspects with other planets that I can see that, okay, this means actually that you have to do some work, or to go there is going to help you to manifest what you want, the money, the partner, home, whatever, okay? But also it's going to bring up some wounds that you need to heal. Yeah. But this is part of your process. So to manifest love, let's put as an example, yes, okay, go to Germany. Right? To manifest love, you have to go to Germany. But when you will go to Germany, this will also happen because it's part of your evolution. You cannot skip it. You cannot just go around. You have to go through it, right? Yeah. And not always is easy. And many people get, oh no, tell me another place that is easy. Yeah, but do you want this? Do you want love or you don't want it? Because if you want it, you have to go through this healing of that. And life will throw to you opportunities to heal that. And sometimes these opportunities don't look the way you want them to look, because you have the opportunity to heal when you have some maybe betrayal or something, or to forgive. But life will throw to you what you need for the healing. And eventually at the other side is when you will have what you are looking for. Right. If you are trying to skip it, it's going to be always there. So it's part of your soul journey of evolution to heal and work through these things that will happen in this place. But that's good for you. That's why I offer the support, the coaching support. You don't need to go through this alone. I can help you navigate. So you can actually, you're in the right place, in that place, but you will need to navigate some things within you first.
Do you ever come across clients who have landed in the spot they're quote unquote meant to be and are not ready to be at that location?
I believe if you feel called to go to a place, you're ready. You will not attract anything that you are not going to be ready. Okay. A different thing is that you are trying to skip steps and say, okay, tell me already where to go. And then, yes, it can be. But if you naturally attract a place, or you naturally attract like a promotion, an opportunity for relocation, this happens a lot and actually is an indicator of what this person is ready in their next step, okay, to face whether in that place, because they naturally attract this. Yes, naturally, I believe you are ready, even if there are some challenges. If you are trying to skip some steps, then maybe it's too much.
Interesting. I have loved this conversation. This has been eye-opening. I don't know about you guys listening, but I'm going to tell you right now, like a part of me is like, where's my credit card? How do I book? So, Sonia, before we wrap up and you give us all of your fun information, why don't you tell me what your favorite coffee order is?
My favorite coffee order? I didn't expect this one. Okay.
No.
I'm a person who's very sensitive to caffeine, right? Okay. But I love coffee. So I always go for the decaf version. Okay. I know it sounds boring, but it's
still coffee.
order. So I always go for the decaf. So I do a decaf Americano with oat milk. This is what I love to do.
So good. Great order. Great order. So where can people find you and where can they book a session with you?
So they can find me on my website, travelawakens.com. I'm also on social media, Sonia Cruz Oro, Facebook, Instagram, LinkedIn. If you want to book a session, travelawakens.com/astro. If you just want to know more about it or learn more about astrocartography, I also have a freebie, which is travelawakens.com/destinations. So wherever you're in your journey, you are covered.
Oh my goodness. Amazing. All of this will be in the show notes, guys. All of it will be linked to her website. So feel free to drop in onto my website to check out where you can find Sonia. Thank you so much for joining me today, Sonia. I loved our conversation. I'm so excited to find out if any of my listeners go on and check out their own astrocartography to find abundance, love, and everything in between in their life. Thanks so much.
Thank you. My pleasure.
Thank you so much, Sonia, for joining me today and sharing your wisdom on astrocartography and transformational travel. As we conclude this enriching episode, take a moment to savor the wisdom that Sonia has graciously shared with us from transformational travel and astrocartography. Just like that final satisfying sip of your favorite coffee, the knowledge and insights she's imparted are designed to leave us feeling invigorated and ready to embark on our own personal journey. As you go about your day, whether you're sipping coffee or planning your next adventure, remember that travel is not about reaching the destination. It's a profound journey of self-discovery and transformation. If today's episode warmed your heart, please hit that subscribe button and join me on future journeys. Enjoyed the chat today? Your thoughts and feedback mean the world to me, and they really help others find the magic in Share Latte. Every story enriches our journey. Remember, you can turn your trials into triumphs and your scars into stars. Keep believing and keep chasing those dreams. This is Min taking her last sip from the Share Latte podcast, where life happens and coffee helps.